Hello again, this is magmawk, and today we're going to look at Silent Service. Not to be confused with Silent Hill. Anyways, we have three options here. This is a submarine game, so I think we better start with a little practice here, torpedo gun practice.
The most deadly submarine ever built.
In this mode, you can select 6 different options, including the limited invisibility, or unlimited, convoy zigzags, whether you want duds, whether or not you can repair on the fly, how good your destroyer is, or if you have to search for convoys, and of course just the general skill level, all the way up from ensign to captain, for a grand difficulty level of 9, if you choose all the hard options. So let's go with midmanship, and here are our controls here. You notice we start out at the large strategic map here. You can go from a third speed to 2/3 speed, full speed, and flank speed, which is just basically having your engines at full blast. And of course you can stop at speed 0. Now let's submerge. You notice with the depth is increasing, you can go down to approximately 300. I believe the unit they use is meters. And as we're diving here, let's go ahead and check out our map here. We can zoom out and zoom in to patrol area, tactics, and attack plot. So let's switch to our tactical reason, and you'll notice we have 4 stationary targets ahead. Of course, we can do periscope up and down, and we can speed up the simulation if needed. You notice we have a cursor, a orange arrow.
In our yellow submarine, we all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
This was made for a computer game initially, and somehow got ported to the NES. Alright, let's check out all our different options here. As you can see, we can end the scenario right now, study maps, look at the periscope, but it's currently on the water, so let's go ahead and view our gauges here. As you notice, we basically have all the stats that we have below, plus our ammunition, including our deck gun, and our port and aft torpedoes. You notice we also have some in reserve as well. You can check out the time of day it is, and of course your other options there, which you already know about. So let's go ahead and speed up and head back to the surface, shall we? When you're on the surface, your speed actually doubles compared to if you are submerged underwater. You can also go in reverse by pressing the R, which is not quite as fast, but it might have its uses. You might find a use for it.
Right full rudder, reverse double engine.
And once we're at the surface here, let's go ahead and try to take out some targets, shall we? Okay, let's start here. And use our periscope now that it's above water. And this is where you'll be spending the majority of the game, as far as your battles go. You can turn the periscope to get a lock on different targets there by pressing to the side. Or you can turn the entire ship if you wanted to. And you can use your deck gun. You can have up to 4 shots on the screen at once. Deck gun, of course, you can only use while you're on the surface. And usually 4 shots will sink some ships. It depends on the size of the ship, noted by the tonnage. You can also shoot up to 4 torpedoes at once. Now it is a little bit difficult to shoot anything but the bow torpedoes, which are your front torpedoes. But if you get in a 180 angle on your enemies, you can actually shoot your aft torpedoes. I've never actually done it before, but unfortunately you cannot use aft torpedoes in your bow, which is kind of irritating. Anyways, let's go ahead and have another look at these ships, shall we, while our torpedoes are rushing at them for a speed of 20 knots. Yay! And of course you'll have to adjust your angle a little bit to readjust your sights on them. And it is possible to get the ship on fire without actually destroying it. And now that the ship has sunk, let's go ahead and check out something else here real fast. You can check out your quartermaster's logs showing the tonnage of how many enemies you have defeated and what type they are. The more tons you get, the higher your score and your rank later on at the end of the game. Now you can also steer yourself naturally on the map screen as well. This is best done by the attack plot, so you can see the angle at which you're going. You can check it out by the heading as well, but I noticed the attack plot is just a little simpler, and you'll probably have to increase the speed a little bit. Hopefully you're not in danger as well, because your real enemies will fire back at you, and that is no good. And this being an NES game, you can't really expect there to be a huge amount of detail on your various objects. But, yeah, they do the job. And you'll never ever get this close in actual combat, hopefully. Blocky goodness. So let's go ahead and check out one other option here. We can check our damage to see what is damaged and how many gallons per minute we're losing. And of course we're not going to take any damage, but in actual combat, if you lose fuel or get such things damaged, you won't be able to fire your guns or move correctly. And eventually, if you take too much damage, you will sink, as I will show later. Of course, now that we have used ammo, you notice we have some of our torpedoes missing from their firing ports. How do we get them to reload? You have to wait. So let's increase our time scale to 8 times. And wait. And wait. Well, that was fun. Anyways, let's go ahead and try a real mission now.
Mr. Christian, look at you, disgrace to the Navy. This is mutiny, Mr. Christian. Mutiny, that is.